Hello, this is Isaac from Turn Sounds, and don't put spaghetti down the sink.
You're listening to Just Keep Walking, we're a podcast focused on the Walking Dead TV show. And today we'll talk about a whole number of things, but particularly focusing on bottle episodes, what works, what doesn't, and what we like about them.
And what they are.
And what they are,
Yes.
yeah. Because I kind of assumed everyone knew, and then I posted on Instagram and got like one comment and it said, what's a bottle episode? So that was a good start, but yeah. Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm your host, Ben, and joined by Isaac.
Isaac, the true fan, happy to be here.
Yes.
I like it. And I am Liam. I forgot my nickname, but we'll
Well,
go with it.
let's say Liam Hay Fever Swainson today,
Yes.
just in case you start sneezing later.
Yep, that was me. Also, didn't know what a bottleneck episode was until the topic came
Just
up.
bottle.
Yeah.
Bottle episode. I rest my
fair,
case.
fair. Okay,
Yeah, I had to Google it.
So essentially, it's focused on just one storyline, so a side character. Something like The Grove, which is Carol and, you know, look at the flowers and all that, or any of those side episodes where it's just a handful of characters and kind of just focuses on the one story instead of cutting between a whole pile of different things. So,
Yeah.
that's essentially the description.
Yeah, it seems kind of self-explanatory when you think about it. Like if it was all just trapped in a bottle
Yeah.
with nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Kind of think of it that way.
Although it doesn't necessarily mean that it's self-contained in the sense that it's not a filler episode where it doesn't have any consequence later on in the story. But then a bottle episode it can affect the story, but it's just focused on a specific set of characters or a situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So yeah, with that in mind, what are some of the bottle episodes that have stood out to you guys over the years, whether you liked them or didn't like them? We've got a list here we can go through if you want, but any thoughts from you guys first of all?
Yeah, actually, I scrolled through that list, and the first one that I was thinking of before I even looked at the list was the first one on the list, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And that was episode 18 Miles Out.
Yeah, okay.
I've loved that episode. I just thought it was really well done. Really interesting fight between Rick and Shane.
Ah, is
Yeah.
that where he like tosses a whole wrench at him or something like
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Wow.
Like, it's just a cool concept. Like they're going out to set this guy free, and there's the whole, can we trust this guy to not stab us in the back, basically, looming over that. But then there's also the whole Laurie sort of situation in the mix as well. Like everything within that episode, I just loved it. It was just a fun episode to watch.
This probably won't be a surprise to either of you because it's my number one jam of all time. Season 7, episode 3, The Cell.
Yeah.
Daryl
Easy.
listening to Easy Street. It feels so sweet. I don't know. So this fits more for me what bottle episode is all about because it very much feels bottled up all within the cell, focusing primarily. There's a little bit of Dwight in there as well, but it's pretty much only Daryl and his like resilience and sort of following along. What's his journey going to be? Is he going to buckle and be like Eugene? Is he going to turn into Negan? You know, and they found a way to take something incredibly repetitive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it annoyed you guys, but that really worked for me.
You were jamming out to Easy Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair. Hey, I mean, I think it did the job because it was kind of supposed to be, at least that specific part where it's playing
Yeah.
the song again and again. It's supposed to be really irritating and annoying, and it's sort of, you know, it'll start and then it fades out and you think it's over and then it starts again and you just go, oh.
That banjo, man. How can you get past that banjo?
All of them in
Yeah.
there jamming out themselves, aren't
Yeah.
they?
The prison guy is like, yeah, one more time.
But yeah, that definitely did a good job at just showing that repetitive, how I don't know, tedious it is just to sit there in the cell. It puts you in Daryl's shoes at least. Yeah, so that's fair. But did you feel like put off by it at all, or you were just loving every second of it?
Well, I showed CEO Shelby, my wife, I actually showed her the first 7 minutes of that because I think
Right.
that's the opening of that episode. It's just like however long it is of just that repetitive, you know, him not being able to sleep almost because it's just going on and on and on and he's going slowly stir crazy from it.
Mm.
And I don't remember what her exact words were, but something to the effect of that's just horrible, or like that's awful to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's kind of brilliant because that's what they were doing. You know, it's a subtle form of torture, if you will. Like
Yeah,
they're not
sure.
hurting him, but like the mind is a very malleable thing. So
Well, if anyone is ever in the position where they're torturing Isaac, then Easy Street won't work because
No.
he's going to love it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, interesting, hey? But
I don't know if
Oh,
you
that's
remember
true.
this, Ben, but I actually did that to my younger brother once with like yodeling music
yeah.
for hours on end.
Strapped into a chair.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of horrible things we did to
Oh,
your
yeah.
brother in particular. I think mine a little bit as well, but oh dear. Yeah.
Love you, John.
Cool. Yeah, well, going through some of the others, one that I watched quite recently, well, it's 2 episodes actually, in season 4. In the first half, you get the Flu arc, and then once that sort of wraps up, we get taken away to 2 full episodes focused on the governor and what he's been doing since Woodbury. So the first one is, Isaac's already smiling. He loves Woodbury.
Oh yeah, I was gonna give a little whoop whoop, but you guys
still
already
can.
know. Yeah. Woodbury.
The first one is where he meets Tara and Lily and Megan are the 2 others. I think there's the old guy there as well. But essentially it shows him in this really depressed state. He's, sort of barely talking and just really just wandering around feeling sorry for himself. And gradually throughout the episode turns into more of a... Yeah, he learns to love again through this little girl, Megan, who sort of reminds him of his daughter and becomes more of a person again. And then the next one after that is when they're in the camp with Martinez and a few of those guys. And he's sort of slowly gaining the trust and killing off the leaders of the camp so that he can have control of the camp to take them all to attack the prison and pretty much get revenge as well as... keeping the camp safe. So,
Yeah, Brian.
yeah, Brian, one-eyed Brian.
One-eyed Brian.
But I remember when I first watched it, I didn't enjoy them too much just because I was like, I was really enjoying what was going on at the prison and feeling like you got taken away from that for 2 whole episodes. It's like, I just want to get back to see what Rick's doing and see what's going on over there. But particularly rewatching it, I really enjoyed them quite a lot more when you can just, get into the story and what's happening. I think as long as you've got the expectation of knowing what you're in for, then, those episodes and a lot of the other ones as well, you can really, quite enjoy them. And it's nice just having that self-contained aspect where you're seeing a story from start to finish. You don't have to cut away to all the other things that are going on.
Well, I was actually going to ask. You've sort of answered it there, but I was going to ask your opinion about bottle episodes in general. I don't know whether you like to see an entire episode focused on maybe 1 or 2 characters, or whether you'd like to see what's happening at Oceanside, what's happening at Woodbury, what's happening at, all of the other places, or do you like to see a more sort of not narrow but focused view of characters?
It definitely changes. I think particularly, so the weakest point for me is when you're watching week to week on TV.
Yeah.
And you're looking
definitely.
forward to, seeing the characters, what they're up to, and then you get an episode that's focused on some side characters and you're like, I kind of wanted to continue the main story. So that's probably where it's, the least good, but then when you get a chance to rewatch it, or at least if you see the previews beforehand and you kind of know what to expect, then I think there's a lot of strength, to having them. But actually, let me pull it up. Squawking Dead, so they're another Walking Dead podcast. Our mates over there.
Awesome name too.
Yeah, great name. gotta get creative with some of these. Let me pull up the comment they put on our Instagram. I thought that kind of summed it up fairly well. So this is what they said when I posted that we're going to be talking about it. They said, Fear the Walking Dead actually has a pair of phenomenal bottle episodes called Laura and Close Your Eyes. Just masterful in every way, from storytelling to pacing to cinematography. Bottle episodes mostly suck because with the lack of characters and setting, you really have to slow down the work. And not many directors and writers know how to really accomplish what's required. So the acting has to be tighter, the mood has to be well established. But normal episodes kind of munch on your time with heavy dialogue, action sequences, and many different settings and camera angles, so you can cut some corners a bit more. But bottle episodes are cinema gold if you really care to do them right. So, yeah, I thought that was
Well said.
very
Yeah.
well said, very well written, Squawking Dead. Thanks
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, we can wrap up now. We don't need to keep talking.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I think that's so true, and just really depending on what the story is that they're telling, it really gives you an opportunity to do it a lot better. I think when you can spend a whole 40 minutes just focused on this one story, you don't have to cut away to different things that are going on.
It's like you say as well, though, it entirely depends on who they're focusing on.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of these you've got written down is, let me pull it up here, when Tara washes up at Oceanside.
Yeah.
And for me, that whole episode was just like,
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's what's on, and this is what we have this week until we arrive at next week. But part of what I like so much about season 8, I think it is, where we have all of those kind of bottle episodes with like Negan and what he's doing at Sanctuary.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Those are some of my favorite episodes because they're focusing entirely on what I want to see. Like what's
Interesting.
Negan up to and what's, him and his crew. So
Mm.
in that sort of capacity, I was like, yes, here we go. Let's keep on focusing on these. And along with that came, Daryl as well. So
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. A lot of it does depend on how much you like the characters. I quite like Tara. She's up there
Liked.
on my list. Oh, liked, yeah. so that wasn't too much of an issue for me seeing a whole episode focused on her. And I thought, especially diving into a brand new community, it was interesting. But
Just look at the flowers.
There it is.
That's what Tara did.
oh no. What? That's just another word for dying now, isn't
It
it?
is too, yeah. What happens when you look at the flowers? Pop, you're dead.
That's true. Yeah, so, well, I watched season 7 when the Blu-ray came out. I didn't watch it week to week. And I think that definitely had an impact on it because, you weren't so much just getting that for the whole week and you had to wait another week to the next one. I could just put on the next episode. And so that maybe wasn't so much an issue for me as it was for some people. So I quite enjoyed that's probably one of the lower rated episodes of the series overall, but I still quite enjoy that one.
Which one's that?
The Oceanside one.
Oh, yep.
I think I agree with everything we're saying, but I think it all comes down to like what's happening in the story as well. Because if you're really wrapped up in the story, for me personally, if I want to see what's happening at Woodbury, call back there, and then I get a bottle episode of a character that I really like, I'm still going to be wanting to see what's happening at Woodbury.
Right.
So depending on what's happening with the story will depend whether or not I'm really engaging in the bottle episode. But if you're watching it in the context of like you're saying, where you've got the Blu-ray and you're watching it one after the other, you're binging the whole series,
Yeah.
then they're fine.
Yeah, okay, cool. And I guess the other side of it as well is that particularly I think about the Governor ones, if they had cut those into the other episodes and slowly put bits and pieces in, I would have found that probably more annoying because, I don't know, I wouldn't have liked just going to see, the Governor wander around for a bit for 10 minutes and then come back to what's happening at the prison. And I guess it would have felt a bit more flat doing it that way, but yeah, so I do like it in that sense where you can really just focus on it. And especially if the story needs 40 minutes to tell, in an episode where they're cutting between lots of different things, a lot of those storylines only need sort of 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to tell because, you can just get little bits of them at a time. But some of, like The Grove, that was quite an intense, sort of heavy episode. So I think dedicating a whole episode to that to really set up what's going on was definitely worth it and paid off. Any other standout ones you remember watching, particularly for the first time?
Actually, we've already touched on them, but the ones that I did have written down was Dead Weight, so the Governor joining the new camp. That one was really good. Obviously, The Grove, that was another really good one. And another one that we did speak about, but we didn't touch on just now, is where we get the backstory of Alpha and Lydia meeting Beta.
Yeah,
I
right.
really liked that. Which
Okay.
That's probably just because I've been hanging out for the Whisperers for so long. So once they arrived, they could do no wrong in my eyes.
Interesting,
But
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really interesting take on
Wow.
Beta's introduction.
Like, did you even see the Pikes episode? Or
They can do a little wrong. I'm not saying I joined them, but
oh, you'll walk with them one way or another.
exactly.
That one actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That for me, I remember really not being too happy about it
Yeah.
in the moment. Looking back on it now, it was a really good episode, and I think, you know, if you have to have a whole episode dedicated to the Whisperers, they did it, really well, and I'm going to enjoy going back watching it. But I think particularly the placing in the season, like that was the second episode, so that was kind of at a point. I know a lot of other people as well who were sort of on eggshells with the show. They weren't sure if they wanted to keep watching, and so you got the first episode, but the fact that you kind of like straight away you're hit with something focused on the villains, and it's kind of almost a side story. I don't know. It didn't quite sit so well with me timing wise, but I definitely enjoyed the episode. Yeah.
That makes sense. And I would agree. I think timing wise probably wasn't the best for it, but I still found it really interesting.
Yeah,
I
sure.
still enjoyed it.
And one thing I'm really glad they changed was the Michonne episode. So sort of the last one where she's on the island before she leaves.
Yeah.
They were going to put that an episode earlier, which would have been after the cliffhanger at Hilltop when the whole thing's on fire and you're just waiting to see what happens. They were going to put it there, and I think that would have just been really cheap. And yeah, definitely glad they didn't do that. So
Thank you, AMC.
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely. It was still at quite a pivotal point because what they had before that was when Alpha got her head cut off and sort of, Negan rolls it to Carol. And so that was still quite a big cliffhanger, if you'd call it that. But I think it had enough closure that you could wait a couple of weeks to see what happened next in that storyline, as opposed to right in the middle of a big battle. So yeah, I think that worked well enough. But it was a little while ago now. I think it was the one that you and I did, Liam, over Zoom when Isaac couldn't make it. We were talking a bit about, spin-off shows and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess changing up the format would be potentially an interesting way to do it. So like that Whisper episode, for example, rather than having to kind of find an awkward place to put it in the season, I wonder if there's a way they could do that as like a little spin-off episode that they release at a different time. It would probably work a lot better if it was a streaming show on Netflix or something, as opposed to airing weekly on TV. But I'd definitely be interested in seeing something like that, since the cast is getting so much bigger now and you really have to cut between all these things. But yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Would you like to see it released in a different way, or are you happy just week to week?
I think week to week has its place, as frustrating as it can be.
Yeah.
It definitely hooks you a bit more. Like when you binge something, you get to the end of it, like, all right, cool, yep, done.
Yeah.
Whereas when you've got, I can't wait to see it, it just builds that anticipation. So as frustrating as it is half the time, it definitely works wonders.
Yeah.
I think I might have been there for this conversation, actually.
Okay. I think we've talked about a bit of it in a few different episodes, but yeah.
I'll say now what I said then. I like the uniformity, if that makes sense, or rather the routine
Okay.
in my week-to-week thing. I like going, okay, what is it, Monday nights, is it?
Yeah.
I like going, okay, Monday night, let's watch some Walking Dead, and then the following Tuesday or Thursday, it means I'm going to get together with Ben and Liam, and we're going to talk about it. And knowing that you've got that to look forward to week by week, I think is excellent. If we just had to binge watch the entire season as like an assignment and then sit down together and talk about the whole thing, it'd be so different.
Yeah, that's
that's
fair.
very true.
So I definitely, the way that they're releasing it works for me.
Cool.
Minus this massive gap, obviously. due to
Sure.
COVID, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that really does help, because I guess one of the big issues that I've found at least is just expectations when you want to continue the main story and then it takes you off to a side one. I think as long as you watch the previews each week for the next episode and have an idea of what's going to be on, then that makes it a lot easier.
See, I don't do
But you
that.
don't,
No.
yeah. So has that
Yeah.
changed things for you at all?
Well, you guys are always a step ahead of me anyway, just because of like your comic book aficionado
Yeah.
and this and that. But no, in a way, it means I've no spoilers whatsoever, I suppose.
That is
True.
pretty cool, actually.
But yeah, but then you guys are also listening out for what like the showrunners are saying, what the actors, you know, what character is on the show, you know, meaning that they died or something like that, you know, whatever. The Talking Dead things, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, try to
just-
avoid spoilers, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. Hey, I guess that makes it a bit easier. So, like that Whisper episode, for example, because they'd released the teaser for it and showing you what the episode's going to be about, it wasn't a big disappointment when we came to Monday and it's like, oh yeah, Walking Dead. Oh wait, okay, it's just focusing on
Yeah.
these guys. Yeah, so I
Fair.
think that's the main thing. As long as expectations are set, then yeah, you can definitely enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cool.
I have one other one.
Yeah, go for it.
Which you wrote down. Still, season 4, episode 12.
Mm.
Daryl and Beth, you wrote down looking for booze and growing his characters.
Yeah.
So accurate. I think it was just Beth that was looking for booze, wasn't she?
yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah.
it.
Stirring up a bit of trouble, being a bit moody. I actually really liked the way that episode panned out. You know, getting a deeper look at Daryl and sort of his father and
For
the
sure.
way that he grew up and the fact that they burnt down the house afterwards. You know.
Yeah.
Sort of flipped off the house as well. And then, you know, it was those kinds of one-on-one character growth things that I don't know if we've seen in a little while. You know, so you got
Yeah.
Daryl, who's the standoffish guy, who's, you know, I've been warming to him since day one, and like Beth, the annoying little girl. You know,
Yeah.
really, like
Yeah.
they're not fan favorites at this point, I don't think. And so the fact
Yeah,
that
right.
you know we take the two of them and they have a moment together where they grow, I think that's nice. And I don't.
Especially the combo, hey, like,
Yeah.
have they even said a word to each other before this point, and now they're stuck together
Yeah.
surviving? Yeah.
I don't actually know why they're off on their own. I can't remember, but
It was after the prison had been attacked, so everyone got separated and
Right.
had to run off. So that's why they're all sort of split up into groups for a while.
pop
Yeah.
quiz. Do you know what drink she was gonna have first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the episode twice yesterday. So
Wow.
once normally and then once with the audio commentary.
Wow.
This
I'm
was
impressed.
this episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good
All right,
coincidence.
I'll ask Liam then.
Alrighty.
And
Peach schnapps.
There you go.
Hey,
Yes.
nice.
Gotta get no peach snaps.
Yeah. And then what did they actually have as the first drink?
Moonshine, I think. Was it
Yeah.
moonshine? Yeah.
Nice.
And they
Prohibition.
both went blind.
But yeah, you're right. Hey, I like that they didn't have to rush it, I guess, is
Yeah.
the main thing. So the start of that episode, I absolutely love. First of all, they sort of jump into the back of the car boot while a horde's passing, and you kind of get the idea that this is for hours and hours throughout the night. They're just sitting in this crammed boot waiting for the walkers to pass outside. And in the audio commentary, they talked about it a bit, where Angela Kang, who directed that episode, they'd been talking with Robert Kirkman about, okay, if one of these hordes was passing, how long could it take to pass? And he was saying, hours. So they really wanted to show that idea of having to just sit and wait it out for this really long period of time. And I think they did it pretty well. But yeah, just getting to take your time showing things like that, and then catching the snake and doing things like that, but just surviving. I guess it's nice that they didn't have to rush it. You can just show day-to-day life to establish things before you really get into it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
That was a good episode.
nice. Oh, and while we're on that, may as well, the drinking game towards the end, I really like that as well. Do you guys remember much of that?
Drinking game.
So they're playing like Never Have I Ever.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and just the way that it slowly escalates, because you know, Daryl's saying just normal things like, I've never been outside of Georgia, and, you know, obviously Beth's been on vacations everywhere. And then she's sort of putting in these little things like never done a crossbow or never shot a crossbow. And then it slowly turns more to like, oh, I've never been in jail. And Daryl's like, oh, okay, is that what you think of me? And it just slowly escalates to like these ideas of what they think of each other and the completely different lives they've had up until this point. Yeah, so I think very well written.
Yeah.
Never sung a song with my sister in front of a whole group of people or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely worth going back and watching that one. It's a solid episode. Yeah.
Twice in one day.
Well, okay, I didn't sit down and watch it the second time. I was like unpacking my bag and cleaning the room, so I was wandering around and had the audio commentary in the background.
This bit.
Yeah. I think they're the main ones worth covering. But yeah, any other thoughts from you guys before we move on?
Sounds like a question for the listeners, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts by sending us an email at turnsounds@gmail.com.
Yeah,
or
do that.
heading to our website, turnsounds.com, or social media. So we got Turn Sounds.
Endless opportunity.
But if you're on Instagram, you don't have one option. You got two options. You got Turn Sounds Instagram or Just Keep Walking podcasts on Instagram. So you got plenty to work with there. Or both. Just send us the same message to both accounts, and we'll be very confused. But yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
What do we got next? Zombie of the week?
Ooh.
I liked how you phrase it, Walker of the Week, or
Walker of the
Yeah.
week. That's probably more accurate.
Walker Weekly, or something. Weekly Walker.
That weekly walk is
Yeah,
pretty
weekly
good.
walk works.
Okay,
All right.
coined it.
Do you want to start us off then, Isaac?
Yes I do.
Cool.
So there was a really cool behind the scenes thing on YouTube I got to watch where they were just looking at the designs of some of the walkers and some of the cast interacting with them. Just, you know, you got Norman Reedus saying, "Look at this guy," and now look at this guy. Look how disgusting does this guy look? And they, in particular, were looking at the horde of walkers that attacks Oceanside while they're getting all the weapons from there.
Yeah.
The ones that have got like barnacles all over them, and they like half of their skin has all fallen away. You got some with like, their rib cage is all showing and like bits of their spine poking out of their back and stuff, and they're just all kinds of gnarly and gross, and they're just really, really done well. And I know we usually try and single out, a walk or two, but just all of them kind of as a
that's
collective,
fine,
if
hey?
that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well done. Very like yuck. Just
That's a
Yeah.
great choice, eh? And especially like how they sort of make the best of each location. So, you could have just done normal walkers just wandering in, but I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're at the beach. What can we do that's different? Oh, I know, barnacles and all that. So, yeah,
It's-
they
it's cool
definitely
as
made
well.
the best of it. Eh?
Yeah, it's cool as well because if you look at the way that they usually, if somebody has a knife, they will put their hand on the walker's shoulder and then like stab their head. But like you wouldn't even want to touch these at all. Like they just look.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, would that infect them?
Maybe.
'Cause-
Well, even normal barnacles you don't want to touch because they can be
No.
pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's attached to the walker, would that mean that if they get scraped by the barnacle because it's attached to the walker, this
Maybe.
opens up a whole can of worms here.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
Yep.
choice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good one.
Thank you.
Liam.
I had one that I think I'm going to change because I feel like I've brought it up
Okay.
before, but I'll bring it up and then I'll
Yeah,
change
that's
it.
fine. You can
Okay.
do
So-
too.
Yeah.
The first one was old mate who had the rock in season 1 that tried to beat down the door.
Oh, right, yeah. Do you even
Yep.
see the whole person? I can't remember it. Or do you just see the hands?
No, I'm pretty. From memory, you see the whole person.
Yeah.
Oh, The Rock, as in like.
Not Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I should have specified that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a walker that literally picks up a rock and just starts trying to hammer it. I think it was a shopping center
Yeah.
in the city.
Yeah, it really shows that they didn't really understand how they thought the walkers were
Yeah,
going to
It's
work.
changed so much throughout
Yeah.
the series, yeah.
But I feel like I've mentioned that one before. So the second one is the walker that was in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Played
Oblivious.
by
Classic.
Sam
Ooh.
Whitwer. Who,
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, there you go.
There you go.
I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'm glad I
there's a
brought that
little
one.
cameo there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, he was very chilled for a while.
He was too.
Then all of a sudden, he's undead.
Yet again, like you wouldn't see that these days with walkers. It's either like
Yeah.
nudge them, oh, they're alive,
Yeah.
or they're dead. Like, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
none of this hanging around for
Yeah.
half an hour and then waking up.
Like, oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a bite?
Oh, they're great choices. Like it, hey. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird going back and watching the first season and stuff and going, oh, okay, completely different rules. But
Yep.
yeah, nah, there's some cool walkers there at least. Good choice. Mine is, I don't know if you remember this, but in the Governor episode, when, yeah, when he's going to fetch like a, what is it, oxygen tank for the old guy who's like Tara's dad. And he goes into this old people's home where they've got a pile of them, and in the hallway there's this creepy old looking lady in like a wheelchair, and there's just something that always stood out to me as one of the sort of more creepier zombies in the show. I suppose, I don't know, just because like when you think of like dead bodies, I suppose in real life it's usually old people. So,
Right.
yeah, there's
You hope
something
so, anyway.
about it that looked a little like more realistic and close to home. It's like, oh wow, I forgot these are actually like corpses. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember it. Could she not get out of the wheelchair as well?
Yeah,
And she was
pretty
trying
sure
to
she's
lunge
stuck
at him
there.
and- yeah. That does ring a bell.
That's scary.
Yeah, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Good choice.
This has been Walker Weekly. We need a little jingle or something.
Damn.
Add that to the list.
Let's have one of these.
Fresh.
There it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, you suggested an escape scenario
Ooh.
beforehand, so I think it's Liam's turn. We haven't done
Here
it
we
in a
go.
little while. Have you got an idea for a setting?
I did, actually.
Yeah. Go
Um,
for it.
okay, so just a quick recap on the rules
Oh yeah.
of this sort of thing. So we're going to place Liam in a scenario around the world. The idea of this is where he was at the time of the zombie apocalypse. You know, just in his day job, doing his thing, when all of a sudden around the corner comes these herds of already infected. So, you're at church.
Oh,
You're I'm going to say it's one with like a choir, you know? And
So like a cathedral sort
Yeah,
of thing?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
packed with people already. None of them are infected yet. Okay? You're like the choir conductor. Yeah. In like your robes and everything.
So is this one of the ones where they're like up the top on the little balcony area?
Sure. Sure, let's give you that.
That would make things
that-
different.
That'll help you out.
Am I facing the choir that's
Yeah.
facing the congregation? So
Yeah.
like my back is turned to where the herd's going to walk in?
That's it. If you've seen the Blues Brothers, think very much James Brown type outfit. If you haven't, then that's confusing. But yeah, okay. So that's
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Cool. So some of the choir start singing off notes. What's going on? Oh, they're distracted. No.
again.
Okay, we got to do a timer, don't we? Wait, no, the music. That's what it is.
That's it. So
All right.
what do we say?
Yeah.
Like a minute and a half or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And I've thought, and like, shoot this idea down if you want.
Okay, no, go for it.
But like he's gonna be, you know, reasoning his way out of this. Can we be throwing curveballs at him
Oh,
the whole time?
definitely.
Or like, you know,
100%.
he goes to open the door. Oops, the door's locked. You know, like, you know.
Let's make it
Can we try
hard.
and stop him at every single?
Yeah, you thought
All right,
you had good
so-
ideas.
Yeah.
Just to quickly check in with like if I say like the choir.
Oh my gosh, the zombies are coming!
That's the first curveball. Like, why aren't you singing in key? Come on, quick.
Hallelujah.
That's better. What's all that commotion? Oh my lord! All right, I'm gonna quickly start trying to signal everyone on the ground. Like, come on, quick, we gotta get
They're already
barricade the doors.
being attacked
Barricade
on the ground.
All right, choir, we're gonna cheese it out of here. Let's get it. Come on.
They're panicking. They're not listening to you.
All right, every man for himself. I try and grab the first choir person. Like, all right, grab the others. Let's form with you and Shane. Let's get out of here. We start running towards the back door. Is there a back door?
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
locked.
All right, everyone, weapons. I pick up an organ pipe. I wrench it from the organ itself.
Wow.
It's rusty. You cut your hand.
It's all right. I'm not going to get infected by that. I tell everyone to do the same. Everyone picks up their own pipes. Everyone's got cut hands. But zombies are closing in. All right, first one walks towards me. Smack it on the head.
There's
Press down.
100 walking towards you.
Smack another one on the head.
You're getting overrun.
All right, so we push them back. We boy trying to...
You're surrounded.
Swinging wildly with an organ pipe. Grabbing
Okay.
some pews, trying to make a barricade.
You're hitting your own choir members.
I apologize profusely.
Starting to get angry.
You're surrounded. You've either got to run away or something's gonna happen.
You gotta make a move, man.
All right, I'm just gonna try and scale. That's terrifying. All right, I'm gonna tell the choir. All right, choir, we gotta run. We gotta cheese it out of here. Jump up onto the pew.
They're
jump
all
up.
dead now.
All right, it's just me
Just
there.
you.
How does that even happen? All right, I'm now gonna try and run across the walkers' shoulders and exit through the front door. It's so overt, it's covert. They won't see it
Okay.
coming.
Okay.
I feel like that's a very bad idea.
That was I've got
Just
no
run
other
over the
choice.
top of them. Hey, good work. No one's
Well,
tried
the
it.
back door's locked. I'm being surrounded. It's either that or.
Yeah, fair.
That was
Oh,
that was stressful.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say that was great because your solution in the end was to just run on top of them. But hey,
Well, you're like
solid
crouching
effort.
tiger, hidden dragon type, you know. running
Yeah,
on-
pretty much.
Whoa.
I like making the use of the organ pipes because there's a lot of them there. So
Yeah,
true. It's true.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Isaac?
I reckon you're dead.
Surprised I lasted that long, to be honest.
Well, in the zombie apocalypse, right, when like this pandemonium, people are getting torn up by other people. Who, when someone says, "Quick, this way, follow me," who's gonna follow one person? Like, you know,
Everyone's yelling. It's chaos.
I think they'll follow. I think
Well,
there'll be people
especially
like,
the
"Oh, what do we do?"
choir. They're looking
Yeah.
to this guy
They
for
look to their
direction.
leader.
So
Yeah.
that's
Like,
understandable.
"Alright, this dude's got he's onto something. Let's follow him. If it goes pear-shaped, then he's in front of us,
It's
so
his
he'll be
job.
the one who
It's
dies.
his job on the line.
Yeah.
well, when you start like wildly swinging the organ pipe,
Well, you said I'm surrounded. Helicopter.
yeah, true.
Although I
When
gotta
in
admit,
doubt.
I'm disappointed I didn't use. Did I have a conductor's stick?
Maybe.
Mm.
I should have like jabbed that at some of the walkers.
Oh,
It wouldn't
yeah.
have done much, but it would have been
Could
something.
have taken down one at least. Yeah.
Mm. You could have like broken the stained glass window and
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah,
jumped out.
stained glass window.
Yep.
Oh well.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing.
It is.
Absolutely. But that's not the point of this segment.
Nope.
So, what do we reckon his chances are?
look. Yeah, okay. Points for the organ pipe.
Yeah.
Definitely a couple of deductions for trying to make a human chain during like.
They
trying
weren't
to-
listening.
But look, you know, you all sung together. Now you'll walk together. So
All's well that ends well.
it's true.
Yeah.
That's
I don't even know how to rate that, but yeah, that does the job.
like a steady 4 in my book.
Yeah, so I'd say something like that too.
All those curveballs though. There's no way I can win that.
That's true. You did go for the back door straight away, so without that curveball, you would have been
Yeah.
all right. But
I was trying to leave more for Ben to jump in.
sorry. Yeah, it wasn't
Oh,
very
that was
helpful.
good.
Oh, good job. Sort of.
Not really.
No, good job. Good job.
Good effort.
Organ
good
pipes.
effort. There we go. Organ
Went down
pipes.
swinging.
Always use organ pipes if you're in a church. That's the lesson of the day.
Mm.
Yep.
And now, moving on to
Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead.
And yet I smile at.
Yes.
beautiful. So, this is the part of the show where usually we'd put it in when we're reviewing a new episode so that we have a chance to talk about old episodes. We've been doing that anyway, but we're going to do it again. So, this
Yeah.
is essentially just picking something that we like from the previous seasons and chatting about it. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Sounds good.
I'm actually really looking forward to talking about this based on the whole conversation so far because it
Okay.
seemed to have a lot of Governor coming up.
Hey.
And my point was the time where I can't remember exactly what the scenario was, but it was when he turned on his own people and just shot pretty much all of them dead. I'm like, that's dark. But-
Crazy, man.
yeah, but it was like a really, really cool perspective on him as a character. And this dude, like you say, crazy.
He gets things done, man. When all is said and done, the
But-
reason he's called the governor.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess that was the point where really, because up until then, he'd been a bit crazy. He had the heads in the jars and things like that. Like you could tell he's a little unhinged and not a very good dude. But really, most of what he'd been doing had been focused on keeping the community safe and the welfare of the people and stuff like that. So you could kind of justify that at least he had that mindset. But then at that point, he just completely throws it all out the window, goes absolutely crazy, and just kills them all. And you wonder, okay, he's really unhinged now.
Yeah, flicks the switch and bam.
Yeah, that's a good pick, hey? And quite unexpected as well. Did
Yeah.
any of you guys see that coming?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Crazy. Crazy times. But yeah, good choice.
Good choice.
Awesome. Do you want to go next?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Cool.
I got a couple to pick from. I've been writing them down, but kind of throwaway one I'll just use is Negan's rig, his big black truck
Okay.
that he
Yeah.
drives around in. You know, of all of the cool vehicles and stuff like that, why not pick? It so matches his personality. It's just sort of big and noisy and loud.
Probably
and just,
wastes so much fuel.
Oh man, but like, yeah, that's really it. His chosen mode of transportation. I like that. As he's driving away from Alexandria, with that in that scene where Shiva busts out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he just kind of busts out the middle finger as he's driving away.
Perfect to his character.
Oh,
I was
man.
hoping someone would shoot his finger off
Yes.
or something like that, just sticking out the window. But
Or at least throw something.
yeah. No, that's a good choice. Just so obnoxious, but perfect for him.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice. It's neatly armored, I suppose. So that's
That's
good.
true.
But yeah, it's about it.
That's true. And you think if he had that in season 8, remember when Rick rammed his car?
Yeah.
Then that would have definitely helped him out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good choice. Did you have another one there? You said that was a throwaway one. That was a good one. Though.
Okay, thank you. The rotters, I guess she calls them, that Princess sets up in the town. All the walkers
Yeah.
reenacting the parking ticket fine and the tea parties and stuff like that. Classic. And the king's reaction to it, Ezekiel, is just perfect. He's you're just looking at it and just starts laughing because it's this how ridiculous is all of this. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Really weird. Especially the parking attendant one.
Yes. It's what is this? Yeah.
You really do wonder how practical that is. How did you manage to get them not get bitten and tie them down just for the sake of having a laugh?
Kudos.
You
What
gotta.
if she dislocated their arms or something so that they couldn't use them, and then she could just hold them, position them somehow?
That's pretty good.
The listeners aren't going to know, but I just did T-Rex arms.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, good thought.
Thank you. I
Nice.
haven't thought about this at all.
I like it. So my pick was, do you remember this is towards the end of season 5 when they're first sort of integrating into Alexandria, and Daryl's not really connecting with anyone until he and Aaron go out together. They're sort of out scouting, hunting, doing stuff. And there's that horse that Aaron's been trying to tame for ages, and they sort of finally come across it, and it's always run off in the past, but now this time it's finally come up to them. They manage to get a rope around it, and then they get surrounded by walkers, and the horse gets taken down and eaten, which is horrible. But
Yeah.
so do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Scene? Yeah. I thought about it for a while. I was like, okay, it's interesting. Why is that there? Because it is sort of a bit of a random scene for the most part. It does do a good job of just setting up Daryl and Aaron and building their relationship. It's always good to shove an animal in there because it shows look at these nice people, they're saving animals and stuff.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Even though it doesn't. But something I thought was pretty cool was sort of the symbolism of that is that around that time in the series is when they've been on the road and they're coming into Alexandria, and they're kind of worried about, if we sort of get domesticated, I suppose, and we let down our guard, then is that going to make us weak for future attacks? And it's kind of mirrors that with the horse, because in the past it's always run away, but now it's finally learning to trust these people. And then when danger does come, then it gets taken down and killed. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was a nice little parallel to what the characters were kind of discussing and thinking about. So
Wow, that's very
There we
very
go.
profound. That's
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about. Because Aaron does feed him spaghetti.
That's true. Yeah. That's actually a good scene as well. And what's the other guy's name? Eric. They're just
Yeah.
sort of chuckling, look at this guy who's eating with his hands and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. There we
That's,
go.
Cool.
that's
Good
actually
call.
a throwaway thing that never got mentioned. You know, so and so is looking for a pasta maker or something like that. You know, or if you're out, you know, looking on a supply run, keep your eye out for a pasta maker. So and so won't shut up about it, and like it gets mentioned 3 or 4 times, and then nothing about it ever again.
That's true.
I thought that like the thing would be they go on a supply run, it's a big failure, but they somehow find a pasta maker through it all. You know,
Yeah, right.
that's how they help the community.
That would be
but
nice.
that would have been nice, but it was a bit random, so no spaghetti.
Yeah, I guess maybe the idea was just to show, like, you know, so far in the series, the priority's always been like, oh, get food and stuff like that. And now it's like these people are so sheltered that all
Right.
they can think about is getting like a pasta maker. Like, you serious?
Priorities, man.
Yeah. But hey, who wouldn't want a pasta maker?
Yeah,
It's true. It's true.
Cool.
call.
Yeah, before we wrap it up, this is just a very quick question. So we know Isaac's answer, but what
Do
would
we?
you guys pick for your favorite community location?
Ooh.
No. Know what you think, actually.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I lied. It's Woodbury. I get to talk about Woodbury.
Well done.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
like actually though, I don't remember how it got overrun or what happened, but it seems like one of the more perfect communities as far as having big walls, big gates, good lookouts,
Yeah.
hidden as far as all of the houses and such go, like in the streets. Good exit plans for when they need to run away.
Yeah.
It's come on.
Yeah, that's fair.
My one gripe is there is a bus as a barrier. Like I feel like that's not effective.
Yeah,
But other than that,
busts my
it's pretty
bubble.
pretty tops.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Sympathy laugh.
But no, it is good. But if they just address the bus problem,
Yeah.
Maybe it's rose-colored glasses. Maybe I need to go back and watch
No,
it because
yeah,
I just
it is good. Like, yeah, that's very fair. Aside from the crazy people living in it, yeah.
yeah.
I guess like, yeah, that's maybe the only reason like Rick and the crew didn't just go and live there instead of the prison. Like,
Yeah.
were they worried about the governor coming back or something like that?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I sincerely hope, and AMC, who listen to us, please take this on board. You know, now that all the old crew is cleared out, have them go back to Woodbury. You know,
The
Alex
governor
and I-
did
yeah.
burn it down.
Ah.
To like, I'm sure you could rebuild it to some
Ah.
extent, but remember, yeah, there's that
Beach.
shot of him
Yeah.
like standing in front of his chucked
Oh yeah.
bottles inside
Damn
and
you,
burnt it
governor.
all.
Yeah,
what
why?
a goose. Who does that?
One eye pride.
Horrible. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
Yeah, crazy. No, but Woodbury, good pick.
Thank you.
What would be yours, Liam?
From a logical standpoint, I'd probably say the prison.
Okay.
I feel
Oh.
like that's probably your safest bet. If it wasn't for the compromised wall, that like I think there was a massive hole in the wall, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Like, it
after
fits.
the tank, yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah,
But
no,
prior
you're
to
talking
that, they
about,
rented
yeah, at the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
just really quickly, what was your question again? Like your
Oh,
favorite
just favourite community
our
location.
favorite or
community location?
Okay, well, let's say, where would you prefer to live?
Because if that's still the prison, if you're still going to tell me the prison is where you prefer to live,
Yeah, let's say that. Sorry, I didn't word it like that, but
yeah, I don't. I feel like the prison would probably be one of the safest places, but it's
Right.
not the most luxurious.
yeah. Even with the fence issue, remember all the walkers were like piling up and pushing the fences over?
not how fences work, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I feel
No?
like you could address
I
it.
thought that was why not? Yeah, you do a lot of that sort of stuff.
Well, if you have even 10 people pushing up against one another, not actually pushing, just walking up against, that's not going to be enough force to.
But there was at least like sort of 50 or 100 zombies piled pushing against it.
On a chain link fence, which is designed to flex and move.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just seems like
Yeah.
they think that they have way more force behind them than I think they do. It's not like they're actively arms out pushing against it. Like, you know, if they were all rocking it backwards and forwards, then yeah, maybe. But just standing up against it, I don't know.
Yeah, because they were pushing to try and get in, but you're right, they're not like humans. They weren't actually grabbing it and swinging it back and
Yeah.
forth or anything like that. But there was enough force, remember, that one got like its face got like squished through
yeah.
the chain link.
Wow, yeah, I forgot about that.
Maybe then,
So
actually.
I guess there was a bit of force.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's offensive.
possible.
Maybe Hilltop. Hilltop I'd probably like to live at.
Yeah.
Okay.
High walls, decent accommodation.
Mm.
Yeah, prison would probably.
Most
I
of
feel
them
like
live in
prison would be
trailers, though, don't they?
safe. It's better than prison.
That's true. That's true.
I don't
Very
want to go
true.
back there.
Dark days, man.
So I assume this is pre it burning up as well, same like Woodbury.
Mm.
Everything just burns, doesn't it?
Yeah, crazy. And Daryl and Beth
Yeah.
went out of their way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. No, good choice.
Good
So you'd probably go with Hilltop then. Or,
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But also logistically, the same reasons as mine, I suppose. Like as far as like it's very defendable, quite comfortable, good
Yeah.
location, good secret exits. All of that.
Yeah, the secret exit's a big plus,
awesome.
definitely. Yeah, I was going to say Hilltop as well. Hey, that's a good choice. Like, I was, tossing up between Alexandria and that because, Alexandria is pretty nice, big rich houses and all that. But
Solar panels.
yeah, exactly. If this was a few seasons back, I'd definitely say Alexandria. But I think especially just, sort of season 9 onwards when they've got all the fields and the crops outside Hilltop, there's just a really nice vibe about it.
Yeah,
I'd like to live there. It'd be nice.
I think location is key for it too.
True.
Being on a hill's top that you can see, that you've got
That's
a very
true.
good vantage point, that you can see threats coming and plan accordingly.
Yeah, clever. Yeah, although do you guys know you can actually live in the Alexandria set? Like they're using an actual sort of community or not community suburb, I suppose that was developed and
In Georgia.
yeah, and so they're actual houses that were sold and they've put up the fences and the sets and stuff around it, but I think the people who live there get paid like $400 a month or something to for the inconvenience of having to stay inside when they're filming and not to leak any spoilers and stuff like that. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool, hey?
Yeah, imagine looking out of your window and seeing like Negan knife this guy and cut open his belly and Rick punch this guy on the ground. It's like, are they filming still or not?
Especially if you didn't know what was going on. Like you're a little kid, you're just starting to figure out things, and all of a sudden you poke your head out the window, someone gets stabbed. You're like,
Hey!
Mom! They're back again!
But that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Hey.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the plan is whenever I don't know if they move away from it in the show or whenever the show finishes and they don't need it anymore, then they'll take down the set and build more houses around it to fully develop it. But yeah, I
Nice.
like that. It's pretty cool. Hey, it'd be awesome to live there. Although some of the people I think aren't very happy about it. Like I've seen a few interviews with people saying like, "Oh, I just want to go in and trim my trees and can't mow the lawn." Oh well, small sacrifice. Yeah, but that's it for today. Unless you guys want to bring up anything else.
Not outside of now, I really want to see someone mowing their lawn in Alexandria.
Yeah, in the background.
It needs to be done. We need to see some kind of maintenance happening on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
everything's
true.
just always neat and tidy.
That's true. Yeah, someone's wearing like a Walking Dead logo shirt or something in the
Yeah.
background.
Oof.
Hey. Oh, cool. Well, in that case, we've been your hosts. How do we do this? We do it different on every show, so I can't remember.
Just say goodbye for yourself.
Okay, I've been your host, Ben.
And I'm still Isaac.
Once again, still am.
Cool.
We're not
nice.
dead yet.
Not
Nah,
dead yet.
well, I am. It didn't make it out.
Oh
of the
yeah,
veg.
that's true. Yeah. So
Tried.
takeaway for today is use the organ pipes
And
smash the windows. Yeah, and probably don't try running over the zombies. Although it hasn't been tested, so it could work.
Hashtag pray for Liam. 1 like equals 1 prayer.
All right. See you later.
Fresh.